Okay, there we go. Oh boy, what is up y'all? Brand Pandy Gamers here. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright 8th Attorney again. Gonna continue where we left off in the investigation. I don't have to say more. I just want to hurry up before I forget stuff about it. I'm gonna go on. Oh, I just want to make sure it's actually working though. Right, is this what Godot was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me. What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. I know that there was only one lock when I last came here. Yeah. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you want to talk with your face all green. Maz, Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly fine. There's no telling what sort of mistake you can make in your current state. Go get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Man. Edgeworth. She's got so much pride that he's probably all crying in the corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can help solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris? No, not at all. Escape. Why did you make it run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by that strong earthquake we had. I was so worried, I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the secret camera was alright, but... But what? Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door, and... Who in the world would do something like this? Something telling me you're acting. But I don't know. Trick lock. These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korean tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who will set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks? I don't think it's that simple, Francisca von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now somehow, there's 5 of them. What does that mean? It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks. The first one. Yes, that's correct. What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this? Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But... it would take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess. A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can. We've gotta wait another day. Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. I don't know what to call them. Alright, you know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room in Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple. And then you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple 2. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple? As if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Oh my god. How many more Cyclops are we gonna get? Okay, this one's just 3, at least. But still, come on. I knew it. There's something going on that we don't know about. I'll start it, Iris. Whatever. Alright, well, it seems like I'm gonna be on my own. Now I'm not with Von Karma. It worked. The cops are still combing the plate. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Oh, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Holy crap, the weather is bad. It's going bad outside. Edgeworth? Ah. Hey, don't you dare run away. What do you want, Wright? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get over it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the criminal affairs department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris? Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. You guys are putting a lot of effort to the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance it's the actual scene of the crime. That's why. You mean because of this writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things could have been planned here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect, Maya, as well as Iris. It's our job, right? Earthquakes. So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes. No, though thankfully my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. Yes, his father, Gregory Edgeworth. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. Oh, I want to make sure you guys can still hear me. My case. You think I don't know that? I was there, but it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more self-pity, okay? Iris. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. And he went back to the criminal affairs department to look for her file. Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I've seen her face before, 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court, and as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be a crucial piece of evidence, a puzzle to solve this case. There's no doubt he's talking about Dalia Hawthorne. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. We should probably continue talking to Sister Bikini because we stopped conversation there. Finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. That's right, I forgot about Pearl. Where did she go? Okay, Dusky Bridge. It's weird that there's no one around here all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here, the mountain, when you're all on your own. So you're alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there soaking again. Okay, I'll go to the shack. Oh, there you are, Pearl.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
Pearls, what are you doing here?
Nothing. Well, I'm missing Maya. Is she alright?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I see.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Really, Larry? Larry? This is a loser's shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. This is what? This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that?
Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Larry did a picture of me.
That's, great, Pearls. We're going to get our firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He only let you down.
Oh, missing Maya.
Still worried about Maya. That's normal. Larry's sketch. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? Heh, I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life here now with Pearl, two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Alright then, what do you think about this picture, Pearls?
I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all. I think it's really amazing.
See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flame to look like that, you know?
It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy.
No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night.
Mr. Louise.
Not you two. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase. I beg of you. I guess the picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. Well, I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. It looks like I don't have any choice but to take the sketch at face value. Hey, what was the look of doubt on your face? I don't know. Denies a crime. Pearls?
Yes, Mr. Nick?
I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder.
Huh.
Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened?
I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know? I was sure it wasn't matter what I was doesn't, Nick, Mr. Nick.
Am I gonna see another strike log again, but by Pearl this time? She is stuttering and her talking, so it's obvious that she's hiding something again. Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Dona's room, reading a book together, but Miss Dona was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at that inner temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls?
I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick.
I knew it. What in the world? Come on! This case is getting too complicated. It's too... Oh my god.
I've been a bad girl.
What?
That's why I'm being punished.
You're being punished? What are you talking about, Pearls?
My spiritual power. It had disappeared.
Wait, what? What? Her powers have disappeared? Lost powers? What do you mean your power disappeared, Pearls? Hold on.
It's all over for me. Spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint.
Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls? Did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at the Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps? Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Eh. Just as I thought. I'm going to have to break her cyclops to get to the truth out of her. Whatever. So Pearl is connected to the murder, then. Should probably talk to Sister Bikini, because we didn't finish our conversation. Wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Okay, what now, Sister Bikini?
Well, what's the damage? How's the secret cavern?
It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the secret cavern. This case is just getting darker and darker and more complicated than I thought. I don't know if this is worse or... I don't know if this case is worse or the last episode of the first game.
But who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Korean tradition.
We have Iris at the secret cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini.
Oh, yes. We were in the middle of a chat, weren't we?
Yes, you were telling me how the Master Korean disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly appeared at the temple. Hold on, guys. Okay, that's weird.
It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise, no, I mean Misty arrived. After she showed me the
oh yeah, I forgot to mention that we did prove that Elise Donut was actually Misty Faye, the mother of Maya.
After she showed me the talisman that proved she was a master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Korean tradition's main family line. I'm here to put a stop to them."
Someone was trying to destroy the main family line?
There's only one heir, I don't know, to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new master of Korean, and her daughter, the main family. All other minions become branch family members, with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always will plot to erase those in the main family line. That's the same motivation from the case when we first met Pearl, and then, you know, Maya was accused of another murder. Except that was with Eenie Miney, I believe that's her name. And this is when Morgan Faye got jailed. Sounds like a war, jeez. Branch family versus the main family? Hold on. Maya's part of the main family, but Pearl is also part of the branch family. I wonder what secret this is to Pearl now. Is the power of the master worth this much bloodshed? Alright, anyways, Korean channel. Jeez, the way my freaking nose. You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know it's real, its power is real.
What you missed, TC, was that there's a lot more people with Cyclocks again. Iris with 3 locks and Pearl with 5 Cyclocks. Oh boy, this case just keeps getting more better and better, and more complicated. Oh boy. Yes, I do. Oh crap, I didn't know I read that. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Master Mask case. And during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. Mia, I think we would really like your help now, because I'm just like in the blank here right now.
The Korean technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead, that's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill?
I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Well, technically have. We haven't really broke her locks yet.
Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Oh, you're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see? All because of one little mistake.
A mistake? What mistake?
It was 17 years ago.
Oh. The Dl6 Incident, where Misty Faye was called a fraud.
It was 17 years ago, that's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident.
That incident? She's talking about what I think she is. No doubt.
I'm sure the record still exists if you're interested, locked up, of course. It was called the Dl6 Incident. That's the name of the file.
The Dl6 Incident. I knew it. The Dl6 Incident? I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago.
Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case.
Well, I'm not the defense attorney on the Dl6 Incident case, but the related one 2 years ago, yes I was. A murder that took place 17 years ago?
It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer.
And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother.
Though Mystic Misty's channeling the name of a certain man fluffs her face. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action.
But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he?
That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the crime tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Crime Village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's power were a sham. And then she disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud.
But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all.
Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The crime condition is starting to recover at last, but with a new master wielding the power of the clan.
Does she mean Maya? Most likely. Family feud.
The spiritual power of the crime channeling technique is in the blood.
Maya told me the exact same thing before.
We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit medium. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us.
According to Maya, only the woman in the family can inherit that power.
The main family bloodline stem directly from Mystic Ami Faye. Well, Ami Faye, yeah, but Ami.
Hey, Patrick.
But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master.
And the ones who don't become branch families, right?
That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy.
You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia.
Oh yes, I've heard of her.
What? You know about Mia?
Of course, she became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother.
And lost her life. As a result.
Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition.
Really?
Well, she saw what happened to her mother, Mystic Misty, and as she grew up, I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt.
Her aunt, I don't know. That's right, Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master's seat from her.
Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know.
Morgan Faye, yeah. The frickin' lady who's in jail who tried to frame Maya for murder. Morgan? It's a name I know well. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Corrine Village. What else? What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master.
I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must already realize that Iris.
Sorry about that. Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this?
That Iris?
is Mystic Morgan's daughter. Iris? Wait, does that make Iris the older sister of Pearl? What? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Morgan and Iris? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oops, I thought you already knew. You sound like you've met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. Youngest and only, I guess you could say. You jest, that child, she's Mystic Morgan's? I had no idea. Well, that makes us both in the same place. I didn't know that Iris was Morgan Faye's daughter, but she didn't know Pearl was Morgan Faye's daughter as well. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see, so I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. 3? Who else could it be if it's not just Pearl and Iris? Wait, what? 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. Wait. Her twin sister. Is it who I think it is? What? Twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Karayan's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her in the village, taking their twin daughters with him. Did this happen before Pearl was born? Because that probably would explain everything. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. That twin sister's gotta be Dalia Hawthorne. So Iris is not Dalia Hawthorne, but her twin sister. He decided to give one of his girls out to be looked after by us here at the temple. And that was Iris. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister, could it be... could you tell me one more thing, Mr. Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearl's had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger toward the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls? It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that could find her. So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. I need to go check what I have in profiles now. Oh great, we have Morgan Faye, huh? Morgan Faye's daughter and Iris' twin sister. Her father deals in jewelry, apparently. There's no doubt that's gotta be Dalia Hawthorne. Maybe if I present that to Edgeworth to make him tell him to me. I mean, no, wrong way. You're going the wrong way. How is that still not old? Well, whoops. Oh. Wait, Patrick, are you talking about Valerie Hawthorne? That sister? Yeah, I think Valerie Hawthorne is just Dahlia's stepsister, not sister in blood. But I mean, look at Iris. She's literally looks exactly like Dahlia, and that's what Phoenix got interested in it. But now, Dalia Hawthorne. Okay, if I present it to Edgeworth. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is she didn't know the name of the twin. There's nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right, I just might know who the twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dalia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. Dalia Hawthorne. It was my first court case 6 years ago. It was a green horn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case. Hold on. Yeah, just try to check. There we go. You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dalia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dalia was a key witness in that case. Dalia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. Man, 11 years ago. How old is Dalia already now? They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dalia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. And that, yeah. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Yeah, just as I thought. Valerie was the only daughter of Dalia's father's second wife. Who is the father? Who is the father, anyways? In other words, the husband of Morgan Fay. So most likely the husband of Morgan Fay. I meant. I think. So they had Iris and Dalia, and then Morgan and Pearl were just there at Crying Village as the Branch family. Huh? That interesting, I guess. Oh, this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dalia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dalia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dalia Hawthorne is dead. Wait, what? What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. What do you mean Dalia died? What do you mean by Dalia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Nani? This is when Phoenix was a defendant. And Dalia tried to pin the crime on me. Tried to kill me. Dalia Hawthorne was found guilty. Thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Yes, this is what happened. She looked like a freaking demon. Geez, that's scary. At the time, Dalia... It's like she was possessed by a demon or something. No kidding. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for my reason than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there's no way to revive them. But... hold on. If she's dead, there's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. Seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dalia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother's got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fey, a spirit medium of a branch family of the Korean channeling technique. Did you say Korean channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh, yes. I know it's connected with a fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her effort, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the Dl6 Incident case file, and you'll know. Now that the Dl6 Incident somehow being a little connected to this case now. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was a victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday, and then you'll see that the current channeling technique is real. Someday, Edgeworth. Anyways, I think I'm ready to break Cyclops from you, Sister Iris. Take that! Three locks. The night of the crime. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be true? Yes, that's where I was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. That would be Sister Bikini. Take that! I'll talk about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini? Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple at the night of the murder. That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. So you were here. Actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So I would have left about 9:40 p.m. I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. Your own testimony. Literally. Take that! You yourself testified to the contrary that you remember. Don't you remember? Or did you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Plus, only a moment before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Who's that? Me. Mr. Wright. You even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten. No, that's right. I remember. We're almost there. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in two different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the Inner Temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. You were at Hazakura... There were two of you. There were two of you! On the night of the incident, you were seen in two different places at the same time. Which means there must have been two of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
Ooh. You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves that there's more than one of me.
Dalia Hawthorne. Take that! I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps.
Ah.
That's right. Dalia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But he no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder was your twin sister, Dalia Hawthorne.
But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo of training around ground of the Korean channeling technique.
Nani?
That night, someone channeled Dalia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's a secret you've been trying to hide from me.
Ah!
Wait, so does that mean Pearl was actually trying to channel Dalia Hawthorne? Not the crime.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I've been spotted at the Inner Temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister, Dalia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the Inner Temple the night of murder. It was Dalia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before? So Dalia is a part of this case. She did appear present at this time.
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. That's the only way.
Is this what she meant by confessing her crime to her sins or something? Damn it. What is she talking about? Betrayal.
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here in Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million? Your own father? That's awful.
But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Revenge? Revenge. What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw away our mother away and then sent her to hell.
What do you mean Morgan Fay's literally in prison? It's what she deserved. Her mother. She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family.
Yeah, Morgan Fay.
The Fay family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place. For power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her, she took over as a master of crime. That would be Misty Faye, Maya's mother. But before long, the credibility of the Korean tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Misty Faye, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the Dl6 Incident. Really seems to be saying this case that even she knows it. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple?
Yes, the woman my father took, as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in this new family, you see.
Oh.
I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having a master C stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I heard she's been very battered spiritually and emotionally. I'll take it from the beginning to see how the pieces fit together.
Oh, I completely forgot Von Karma was here.
I've asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Faye clan.
That's what it looks like. Iris, there's one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister Dalia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. Phoenix, you're talking about yourself, aren't you? That college student. Have you heard anything about him?
Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Ow. Hurry up, Phoenix, Wright. There's still much to investigate.
Leave luck to me. I'll open it for you, I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl Cyclops. That's right. But I still need to hold on. I need to go to the courtyard first. I forgot to check there. Courtyard. Oh, someone's here. Or maybe. Sound like someone's happy. What tune is they humming? Gumshoe. No motive, no crime. No motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room of crime. Whoop, I love my job. Who cares the clues if I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. Investigates for love of investigating. It's a passion. Good case we have, good case we lost along the way. I would have never guessed the Gumshoe was into the race. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edward. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'll give my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Okay, I'm just gonna go straight to talk about the letter. How about the letter you found? Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find a murder weapon. And all I find is some burnt-up old letter. Wait, what? Burnt-up old letter? Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the inner temple. The incinerator? I knew it. I knew it wasn't an imagining thing. Alright, that incinerator that was over there. There was snow in the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit me as a master and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to this case. You're medium. Well, I think you could kiss your bed goodbye. This burnt letter definitely is related. It's got to be important if it mentions spirit me as a master. I better give it a good looking over and some serious thoughts. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Larry's a crime, pal. No kidding. Can I take a look at it? Burnt letter found by Gumshoe in the inner temple incinerator. Be careful. Once night falls, should be there. Oh, come on. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is Nah. Something tells me that's what we should say Dalia Hawthorne. She's all blah, the whole blah. Here's a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is blah, burn the paper. Burn the letter, I'm assuming. Also make blah. Also make sure not to tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of hate and bring your vengeance to fruition. How'd the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know. I don't know if I should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the Inner Temple Garden. And they're taking that bloody writing on Lantern pretty seriously back at the HQ. What? You mean... So Maya is a suspect now. I don't have the details, pal. All I know is if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with an ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me. I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godot. Oh, boy. Godot? What did he mean by that? So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't the Shichisto that was found impaled in the Mason's body. Mr. Ezra proved that in court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah, and man, it's a tiring work. Well, let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the Federal Forensics in our calf these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? What's the secret weapon of yours? You wanna know? You gotta think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No? I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector! Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. I didn't think he was gonna talk about metal detector. Should have known at least, though. Well, you gonna give a scientific investigation a go? Huh. Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Well, we gotta play for its expert. Come on, pal. It's good fun. I'm telling you. All right then. I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget, the absolute best. It's so sensitive you can make it cry. It's so high tech you can skydive off it. Oh bother. So now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. Oh, we're actually gonna use it. We're not gonna like automatically have it. Okay. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? I'm sure that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector signal bouncing off to something metallic. Next. Move the detector around and give this courtyard a good looky see, pal. Don't worry, this baby will let you know when you hit something metallic. And when that happens, press enter to give a good hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight, too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Okay. That's odd, this left made of plastic. It says bikini number 1 on the side. Maybe there's something under it? Hey, what's this? A badge? Aha! I've been hunting high and low for that. It's yours, Detective? This thing's priceless to a guy like me. A cop can't be a cop without his badge. I'm sure I'm glad to put that dime in there now. How'd you manage to drop your badge here, of all places? I know, I bet it happened this morning. I was playing around with a sled and... Stop right there. I don't need to hear anymore. Okay. The sheet stone next to the golden statue wasn't the real murder weapon, pal. Yeah, I know, I just thought I'd check it again. Anyway. Oh yeah, that reminds me, do you know about that sword? It's supposed to represent the multiple branches that life can take, all ending as one. Yes, I heard something about that. You know what I think about sometimes? What kind of life I'd be leading and I had not joined the homicide division. You think about that some kind of stuff, Detective? Of course I do. I think about it a lot. Me as a traffic cop, me as a detention officer, me as a Blue Badger. Something to be said about the humor value of the Blue Badger. Looks like there's something round buried in the ground here. Don't touch that, pal! Huh? What is it? It's a trap. People set them out to catch a detective. They're real nasty. A trap for detectives? You mean like those sphere traps with sharp teeth that are supposed to snag your leg? Yeah, those. I caught my finger on one of those. Your finger? There's one bit of cheese and it looked like so tasty. I bet I reached down and bam. Isn't that a mouse trap? Not sure I know how to respond to stories stupidly painful as that. What's that? Looks like a wallet? Aha! That's where it's been! Is it yours, Detective? I'm always dropping it, so I put a bell on it. But you still dropped it anyway. Yeah, but now I found it again, pal. Your wallet's completely empty. Well, I drop it all the time, so I don't put money in it anymore. And how come the metal detector picked it up? Must be because of the bell, I guess. That's just a ladder. Wait, really? This cane? This is Miss Donham's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detective's reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at the thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... What? Ah! The top is coming off. Look what you've done! You've damaged a really important piece of evidence! Ah! That's the sword? That's a sword. Inside the staff. Is this... could it be... a murder weapon? I never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe, who knows about this hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, they say there's no team in Gumshoe. Doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. I guess it isn't a murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. I really don't know how your mind works, Gumshoe. It's about the same length as the Chichisto, too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to the forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it had been wiped off. Okay. Oh, gosh darn it. Hold it! Wait out, Detective. Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know? You're going to get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off just for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and... well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think... Maya's been Please, Detective. Let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of viridian there. Okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. This staff's secret trick, let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular run-of-the-mill staff, you got it? Okay, now you go take good care of it, pal. Thank you, Detective. Don't worry, she'll be fine. Gumshoe? You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure, thanks. Still stand for C from Gumshoe for safe. Has a sword hidden inside. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. I can't help but wonder, though. What was at least Donut doing with a staff like this in the first place? That is a good question, but I think I'm ready to break Pearl's Cyclops. Look at that, they really did make a fire right in the front of the shack. Oh, Mr. Nick! Huh, you're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, you were already polished them all off. I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearl is hiding. Well, time to use this, Pearl. Take that! Five Cyclops. The night of the crime. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Lee Donham's room, reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried, I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself, I was so nervous.
So Pearl never went to Miss Donham's room? Because she was too worried about something or someone else? Pearls? On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? Well, it would explain more that she was here at the Inner Temple. Take that! You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. Because you were worried about Maya Fey. Take that! It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearl. It was Maya, wasn't it?
Huh.
You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was a special course.
I signed up for your special course? Oh, my, quite brave of you considering how cold it is here. You know, people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one of those you channel.
Oh boy. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Miss Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out why she was doing at the Inner Temple.
Okay, that's one. And we're clear now that you went to the Inner Temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the Inner Temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
You heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple bell is pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
Yeah, I was really trying to pick up the sound of the bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Huh? Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell because of this. What did it say? What did the one say again? As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Oh, it's this one, isn't it, Pearl? Take that! You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you?
Honey.
I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Ah! Where did you...
In the incinerator at the Inner Temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nix. You're amazing.
Okay, that's two. These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt. But the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Take into account that the author of the note and their purpose for writing it. Whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... You were trying to channel Dalia Hawthorne. Take that! It was Dalia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter.
Ah.
So it was true. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who sent the bikini man at the Inner Temple that night. It was Dalia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dalia Hawthorne is?
No. I never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dalia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls, who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. Here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? The only logical conclusion I can take is Morgan Fay. It would be, if it's Morgan Fay, then somehow you're back to haunt over us, huh? Hey, take that! Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what the instructions meant, did you? Badump? What's that supposed to mean? Badump, like... But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Alright, Pearl, it's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick,
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't ever accept me just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I followed the instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
She say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out the instructions and then the murder. Which remind me, hold on, let me look at the letter. Tell anyone about the letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of a hate and bring our vengeance to fruition. Wait a minute, I think I might know what to present to her. We both know someone carried out the instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right, there is no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How did you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you've been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. Think about it. It says gravely roast the master. And someone mistake with Pearl with like, you know, trouble reading and trouble spelling, it would make sense that she put the gravy on the scroll because it's a master. Gravely sounds like gravy, so I guess that makes sense, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna try it. Take that! It was you who splattered the gravy on the hanging scroll. Looks more like curry, but yeah. Wasn't it? Because it's a sauce.
Ah! What? Why would I do something like...
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of hate and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to word gravely and roast among others, right? Read the words. I mean,
how do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Donut on the night of the murder?
Perhaps we can read some book together. Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
Mr. Lee, so for example, how do you read this?
It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. Oh, so what she was reading was actually the letter she received from Morgan Fay. Sure, Miss Donut taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think was the food.
That's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from the night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly if my mother had asked me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right.
Well, doesn't your mother still have that same motive, which is why she wants you to channel Dalia Hawthorne to kill Maya? It's good that you didn't do that anyways. I had to cry.
After that dinner, I did go to the inner temple with a pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was a master crying like it said in the letter.
I see, and then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why did you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then,
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. Anyway, then you found out yourself trapped in the inner temple.
Yes, when I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bird wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and
let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry. What about you lost powers?
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dalia Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I never failed at channeling someone. This was the first time it's happened. I tried and tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get down you. Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh, just like that. She's Louise, Larry. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Is there any other explanation for you why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. That would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dalia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter? I definitely need to find out more about it. Morgan's letter.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month. And last month she told me,
the time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I had a letter for you at the home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter is hidden.
My mother's always so nice to me. I love her very much.
Yeah, Mom, do anything for their kids, right? Somehow I doubt your mother is literally helping Maya.
She said it was good for the fate of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, I think Maya's part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her too.
Somehow I doubt that.
That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with her letter too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dalia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? So someone looked into this letter before Pearl could? Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us, so it cannot be Pearl who she suspected. But that still leaves Maya then. I'm sure I think Maya will be alright.
Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Ha! Oh my gosh, Godot! Finally figured out, have you, Wright? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godot? The entrance to the secret cavern looks like it's freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because my Fae isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, right? Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fae. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realized that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. I didn't know anything about what was going on. Ha! What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime itself. Honey, tomorrow... We'll settle everything in court tomorrow, once and for all. Better be ready.
Mr. Nick, is what that man just said true?
You'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
Oh boy, Pearl. Probably not gonna like this.
My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child, my Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew the day would come for you. The blood in the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the Master Seed is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time.
I knew it. Morgan Fay was planning to kill Maya Fey. Or at least doing something, at least. I don't know. She was tricking her own daughter to help and thinking that was helping the Fey clan. Alright, how long is this trial? Yep, just as I thought. There's gonna be a lot more than meets the eye to this trial. I don't know how long it'll be, but most likely, guys, tomorrow will most likely be the last day of the trial, and probably even the last time of the episode. The last day of the episode, and finally put an end to this final episode. Good morning! Oh, are you by... Yeah, unfortunately by myself, Pearl. Okay, I don't have time. I must go. Get Maya out of there, I don't know. Well, interesting. Well, it seemed like, guys, most likely, at least I don't know yet, but depending how long it takes, it's probably gonna be the last. It's probably gonna be the last episode. You know. Because then again, if I do 2 streams again, of course you know what to expect. But at the same time, this will most likely be the final episode. The next part will be like, you know, final parts. And I say parts because I'm planning to do the whole trial. I plan to do the whole trial tomorrow. So yeah, alright, well, anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the final part of the trial, for the finale trial, I guess. Because it might be the finale, it depends on how long it goes. But I am planning to being the whole trial tomorrow. So, and here we'll put an end to this episode, and then we can move on to what's the next game? I'll save it for later. But yeah, for now, guys, that will be all. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the final trial tomorrow, which will most likely be the finale of the episode and the finale of Phoenix Wright 830 Trilogy. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Peace out, guys.